worries, no worries. We know what we signed up for.
Thanks, Jorge.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order at 4:17 and roll call.
Robert Tucker.
Here.
Dennis Barnum. Dennis. He's here.
He's muted. You're
Cheryl,
muted.
Cheryl Alexander. Sandianino.
Here.
Alberto Cruz. Anthony Sandoval. Alberto's here, right? Yes.
Yes, I'm here. So
Thank you. Anthony Sandoval. Ana Jimenez. Hami. Jackie Russell Garcia.
Here.
Jorge Martinez.
Present.
Thank you. And then we do have Dennis.
Aye.
Thank you. We have a
Okay.
quorum.
We'll try and do the Pledge of Allegiance as best we can. Somewhere in your room may be a flag, or you know where one is. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to
Allegiance to the flag
The flag.
the United States of
United
America,
States of America,
to the
and
to
republic,
the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
One
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
visible,
liberty,
and justice
justice
for all.
And for all.
Excellent. Okay, public comments. This is the chance for the public. If there's anybody present that wishes to make a comment that's not on the agenda, is there anybody in the public that needs to make a comment? Okay, not hearing any. We'll go to the consent calendar. Basically, it's the approval of minutes from the last time, item 1. Item 2 is to excuse absent committee members. And I think that's it for consent. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So
I
moved.
approve.
Okay, we have a first and a second. And
Second.
Yeah.
okay. Any further discussion on the consent calendar? Not hearing any. All those in favor, please say aye.
I'm
Aye.
sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Who motion and who second? It's hard to tell from the screen.
It was Dennis.
This is Jackie. I said something. I motioned or I second, one of the two.
It was Dennis and Jackie.
And Jackie. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. On to reports. This is a simple meeting today. So let's go with the YSPN, please.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I think I have a whole bunch of stuff up, but I wanted to share. Let's see if I can bring it up. Can everybody see that? I don't know what you guys are seeing. Are you guys seeing my
Yes.
email or a chart?
A chart.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because I have 3 screens up. So I did want to go over where we're at as far as the YSPN goes. I'll let the providers speak to their individual agencies as far as how they're doing individually, but as a network, we're doing good. We're a little shy of our goal enrollment by 10. But as you can see where our numbers are, we have about 52 out of school enrolled and 9 in school. So we've met our 9 in school goal, but we're still short on our out of school goal, our out of school enrollments by about 10. And then you can see what our demographics look like. When I was comparing them to previous years, I noticed that we're still kind of the same. We are higher a little bit more on offender as far as challenges. Our homeless has gone up significantly. And in the past, we've always been high on basic skills deficient, but we're at 100%, all of our youth being basic skills deficient, which is concerning, especially given that our youth have been, at least for those in-school youth, have been at home for a whole year. So I'm sure that's not going to help either. But I kind of wanted to give you an idea of where we're at as far as our overall characteristics, demographics, and our individuals enrolled. As you can see down here, excuse that typo, that's OC Therapeutic Arts Center, the first at the bottom as far as youth. and Project Kinship as far as their enrollments. I see that there is a little typo there, but those are actual enrollments, and then those are pending. So we are working at getting enrollments. I did want to briefly speak on what the YSPN has been doing. If you recall, at our last meeting, there was an approval to extend the contracts because I think we had noticed that there was some, and let me see if I can move this over. Stop sharing. Let me see if I can, well, I can just speak to this and then show it to you guys after if you guys want me to email it to you. But we did approve for the extension of all of our youth contracts. So that was something that we worked on, and I know we're in the process of finalizing and getting the final signatures from the city manager to approve the extensions through December. So all of our providers will have an additional 6 months to provide services and to finish enrolling the youth. We wanted to give them sufficient time to be able to provide all the services that initially promised. And we are noticing that year after year, it's been a little bit more challenging for the youth to accomplish what they need to accomplish based on the challenges and some of the barriers that they're encountering. So we didn't want to have the providers feel rushed to accomplish everything that they needed to do with them. And given the circumstances with the youth, and especially everything that we're going through right now with COVID and this past year, we wanted to give the youth a fighting chance to be able to accomplish and really retain the services that they're obtaining from all of the providers. So for that reason, we extended it. So that'll be a good thing for the youth. In addition to that, I have sent out to the providers various free refresher training. As you can see, we do have a few new faces in our group of youth providers. I know there's been a little bit of a turnaround staff where people have gotten promoted, etc. So I wanted to offer the opportunity to get information on WIOA again through our youth resources. They offer free webinars on eligibility and in general, what is WIOA? I think for most individuals coming into WIOA, unless you've been doing it for a while, it's kind of a little bit overwhelming. So we want to make sure anybody new coming in has a good understanding of what they're getting involved in. And then of course, know how to run the program. Case management for any staff also is on there, and then retention, recruitment strategies, all that good stuff is on there too. And more recently, CalJobs has changed a bit and added some new components or have updated their CalJobs training. So that's also been forwarded to all the providers. I think now with COVID and everything going virtual, it's up and increased the opportunity to gain information and knowledge through webinars and online training tools. So I really love these two avenues where at any point, whether it's in the evening, whether you're during your workday, you're able to get more information. So that's an added component. I've been rambling on. Any questions? Sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just a general question about workforce development in California. Is there any CARES Act money or whatever it's called coming our way?
Deborah, you want to take that one?
If I may, in a roundabout way, we're hoping there is some monies coming to the cities. And so there could be a chance that we could work with the city to have some money set aside for workforce services. But we're also looking at what's going on in the infrastructure bill that's at Congress right now. There may be some monies earmarked for training to work in the infrastructure to work with companies on the infrastructure improvements. But we're also eyeballing a ARA type bill that is starting to get percolated around Congress that may come out later this year. And that would be specifically with the Department of Labor and the WIOA Title I contracts. So in the long answer, it's not very clear, but I'm hearing it's broad and we can make a pitch for workforce dollars, but we have to do it at the local level right now.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I am going to share my screen for this last part. Here. I think it's this one. What are you guys seeing? Does it say employment launch?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So earlier I was talking about the youth training that we've offered. Here are some of the links. I can definitely share with any of you that are interested for any of those webinars, either the Cal Jobs or the youth resources overall we owe. I'm more than happy to share those with you. I did want to briefly speak on the Say Employment launch. We're excited. I know I have been talking about it. Our goal is to make sure that we launch in the next week or two. I know if for those of you, I know there might be some individuals that didn't hear last meeting. We are getting, the Work Center is getting funding to provide a summer Santa Ana youth employment training, basically a summer youth program to provide work experience to about 120 to 150 youth between the ages of 16 to 19 years old that have been COVID affected. That could be anything from, I think 100% of our youth here in Santa Ana that are still in school have been affected because their school has been closed down and they've had to work, they've had to do school from home, or their parents getting laid off, or God forbid there was a death in the family, illness, loss in wages, loss in hours. There's just a slew of possibilities that individuals, mental health, anxiety, I know a lot of our youth have been experiencing that. So one of the components that they do have to have been affected by COVID. And in addition to that, also be Santa Ana residents. We wanted to focus on the younger population so that we're able to offset the WIOA program. A good portion of our funding goes to out-of-school youth, so this will allow for more in-school youth to participate in a paid work experience component also. We did get funded through the Cannabis Benefit Fund, so Cannabis Funds and the Community Block Grant also. Between the two of them, we're able to fund the total number of youth for this particular summer. Our goal is to launch by April 23rd, if not sooner. Right now, I'm in the process of finalizing our domain name. The exciting part is that this will be the first year that we will be doing it online. So application, eligibility, time cards, all that the youth will be able to administer online, including the case managers and the work sites. We will still allow for the youth to go into physical work sites, which will be really exciting given that most of our kids have been home for about 1.5 years. And we have been getting quite a bit of interest from work sites. And this is one of the reasons why I brought it up. I'm bringing it up again is to let you know that it's in the works, and I will definitely send you a fact sheet once I get my domain name and email address confirmed from our online platform. We are holding off on making sure that all that is secure before we send it out to the masses. And then we get 1 million phone calls of where is it at and how can we get access and how do we apply. So we want to make sure that all that information is clean and available for everybody to apply, because it is a first come, first serve. And there's always hundreds of youth, unfortunately, that don't always get served because it is a in-demand program for Santa Ana and very much needed, especially right now. So if you are interested or you know anybody who is interested in becoming a work site and providing meaningful work experience and providing about 100 hours beginning the middle of June to the middle of August, please have them call Araceli Delgado. I put her information here, her phone number and her email. And I'll also email this information out to you so that she can set them up with their pledge form and information and some more detailed information about becoming a worksite for the youth this summer. We will be paying their wages and handling all of that on our end. Any questions on that?
Yeah, why can't the Santa Ana Unified School District do this as be an employer?
I'm sorry?
Can the Santa Ana Unified School District be an employer, age 16 to 19? Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
so if there's a school that is going to be open during the summer, they can apply to be a work site.
Okay, and I'm
Because
thinking maybe they could shadow some building trades, classified employees that actually do plumbers. I don't know.
Yeah, so we outreach to all of the communities. We've outreached to the county, various different county. I know in the past we put people at the court,
Okay.
at the police station. We put them at the school district. We put them at nonprofit organizations. I know some of our nonprofits that we work with are also looking to participate in this and gain some youth. So we open it up to all of Santa Ana. We are particular about where they're located, obviously, because we don't want a youth to have to travel 2 hours to go to a work site, since most of them will most likely be traveling via bus. So we try to keep it in the vicinity, and that way they're able to get to and from in a timely manner.
Okay,
As
excellent.
long as they fall within, yeah, please. And if you have any suggestions also that we can outreach to, feel free to email me a name and a phone number or an email address, and then we'll do the rest of the legwork. Any other questions? Awesome. I think, that's it for me.
Okay, let's go on to the Orange County Children's Therapeutic Arts Center.
Hello, everyone. My name is
Hi.
Arlene. Hello. My name is Arlene Dominguez, and I am the program coordinator for the Youth Employment Program at OCTAC. So I kind of just wanted to give a brief update regarding our follow-up youth, just because we just finished our third quarter. And so I kind of just wanted to provide a little brief summary about where our follow-up youth are now. I do want to give a little background information too. Last year, as we were kind of closing out the year, we started noticing that a lot of our participants were, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, were choosing to drop out of college. It was just getting too difficult for them. And they just couldn't handle like the online platform. It just wasn't for them. And they chose, to say, we're going to take a year off and kind of focus on employment. But the good news is that looking at our numbers in terms of follow-up, we see that 71% of our participants are either employed or enrolled in school or both. Breaking that down a little further, 43% of that is youth who are employed, and then 32% of those are students who are completing high school or are currently in post-secondary education. So I think what a lot of our students really needed was that summer break from the online school. Because starting in the fall, a lot of the students came back to us and said, you know what, never mind, let's go back to school. Can I get some help re-enrolling and filling out financial aid, which was a great thing. A lot of our participants currently have jobs in customer service, security, as like private security, clerical work, and education, being like school assistants for the like Head Starts or pre-kinder, more so now that the schools are starting to slowly open up again. We're starting to noticing that a few of our students are able to kind of go back into the field under education. So that's a little bit about what our follow-up youth are currently doing. And then today we brought in a current participant. Her name is Salma, to share a little bit about what she's been doing at OCTAC.
Awesome.
And Salma, if you can take it away.
Hi. Hi, my name is Salma Martinez, and I'm a senior at Santa Ana High School. The Youth Employment Program has been very helpful to me, especially this year with the pandemic. As part of the program, I work with OCTAC's Family Mentoring Program, where I assist case managers with their caseloads. I also meet with my case manager, Elizabeth, every week, where she helps me with my schoolwork and college applications. So far, I have been accepted to Chapman, Pepperdine, UC San Diego, Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Long Beach, and Cal Poly Pomona. Had it not been for Yep and Elizabeth's assistance, I'm not sure how I would have gotten through my college application journey. Elizabeth helped me by revising my applications, tailoring my personal insight questions, and walking me through some of the difficult questions that are asked on the application. I feel proud to say that I will be the first in my family to go to college, and I am excited for the educational journey I am about to go on. Though I have not yet decided what college I will be attending this fall, my top choices at this time are Chapman and Fullerton.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much, Salma. She's done a lot of great work. I also don't want to leave out a few of other students who unfortunately couldn't make it today, but who also received acceptances from Cal State LA, Dominguez Hills, the University of Pennsylvania, and of course, Santa Ana College. A lot of our students are going there as well. So we're definitely excited for them. And we're hoping to create like a little space in our next upcoming newsletter where we can, celebrate all of them, because these are great accomplishments, especially this very difficult year. So we're very proud of them.
That's great. Congratulations, Salma. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Job.
Okay, Orange County Conservation Corps.
Good afternoon. My name is Darren Garcia, and I'm the program specialist for the WIOA Youth Grant under Santa Ana. So briefly, I heard Arlene, I didn't have anything for the follow-ups, but I do have some information on top of my head. Currently, most of them are working out in the field as first responders, first essential workers. So mostly it's customer service employment, warehouse employment. We had a couple that just left our organization. They came back to get work during everything the closure. But now we noticed that everything is opening up again. So they're getting pretty competitive employment above minimum, a little bit above minimum wage, and it's just the economy and everything opening up slowly but surely. We are seeing a little bit of a turnaround in a good way because they're finding employment. So I'm very excited about that. We have three that just left, and I'll cover. I have one that just left for an apprenticeship that's currently enrolled this year. So everything is opening up again, so which is a great thing. I'm very excited about that. So currently we have 14 for this program year 2021. We have 14 enrolled under the grant. 4 are currently enrolled in secondary education with our partner school, CCPA. Also, we have 1 participant. We're going to a 4-year university. After enrollment, he got the news that he was accepted at UCLA. So it was great. We were waiting for him, and he was waiting and started working. And then after that, like a month later, he told me, "Hey, I got in." So that was great. We have in the last report, I think it said 4. So 1 already committed for fall to school, as right now she's a sole provider at home. But she said that everyone is noticing that everything is opening up. So she said that she's ready for enrollment in the summer, so she can begin school in the fall. And then we have the other 3 that we're already in process with submitting the application to San Jose for their training programs. 1 for construction, 1 for computer, and 2 for construction. Then we have another individual that just got a paid work apprenticeship with the local union 416 located in La Palma. And he is doing really well thus far there. And I meet with him once in a while, months when he can, so once a month. And he's doing very good. Certifications, we have 7 that are currently in WEX that are interested in forklift certification. And as I say, we're already referring other individuals to Taller San Jose for information technology and construction. We do have a participant that did relocate out of this county. The individual moved to San Bernardino County. So we are in contact with him. It seems that he's interested in to continue his education, to begin his education in automotive technology over there on that side of that county. So we are working with him via, virtual or phone call, just to see how he's doing and if he needs any assistance. And if he comes this way, you definitely meet up and assist him in any way possible. Or if I'm over there going, as I go once in a while over there to the desert, I could probably meet with him and we could see in any way possible we could assist him with anything. As of today we had OCCC had a partnership with CCPA. 17 of our core members began a 4-week empowerment program led by Dr. Victor Rios, who's a professor at UC Santa Barbara, and who himself was involved in the juvenile system. The program is called Project Grit. So it's a 4-week course. Today he did the in-person introduction following CDC guidelines, social distancing, and we had 17 individuals attend in person that meeting. The following next 3 weeks, everything is going to be digitally via Zoom, and they're going to cover 3 topics. The first topic would be the next week would be mind, body, and soul. The following week will be from dreaming to achieving, and then finally career inventory. If you like to find further information regarding Dr. Victor Rios, he goes all over the country, and he has a couple of TED Talks available. And I really like the phrase. I was listening today to the presentation. I really liked what he pretty much the phrase that he uses, at promise instead of at risk. That was something that really brought something that brought my attention and Susan's, that it's not at risk, it's at promise for what we do. So that was very, very interesting. The next meeting we have a participant wasn't able to come today. He was he was feeling under the weather, so we told him to stay. But we do have another individual that did attend, and we spoke to him, and he is willing to participate on our next YSP and on his involvement in the 4-week training program or empowerment program with Dr. Victor Rios. His name is Daniel Paniagua. He's currently enrolled in this program here. So we will check in with him, and hopefully he will give us an update, and then a little bit about his background and his story and how he's benefiting from the program with WIOA. Jesus grant.
And then just tell
And then,
each one got a signed book by Dr. Rios.
so like Susan said, because she's right there, everyone got a signed book today by Dr. Victor Rios.
He personally signed it.
He personally signed it, so it's just
That's great.
something that they got so they could read. And
Yeah.
Anything else? Do we have an update or anything?
Hi, everybody. My name is Susan. I should probably get a little closer. I didn't put my mask on. I already got I got my 2 shots.
Same here. Same here.
We're fully vaccinated almost, 90% vaccinated here. But anyway, just with following up with our visit with Dr. Rios today, I think one of the main things that we struggle with our youth is them attending college or some type of program. And I think he really knocked that out of the park today, telling them that, they need to strive and thrive and look into education as a way to move forward. And I think with our youth right now, it's all about just working. And he told them, he said, you could be working the rest of your life, but what's important is, if you want to buy that home and you want to, provide for your family and all of that, he says you're going to have to make a commitment to further your education. And he says, and it doesn't matter what age you are or where you start, but he says you got to start somewhere and you have to commit and continue with your education. So it really, I think it resonated with a lot of our youth. It was originally only going to be presented to non-grads, but we were lucky enough to have some additional spots for some of our grads to attend the presentation. And all 17 will be returning, as Darren said, for the next 4, the next 4 topics that he's going to present to them. And then he's actually going to do some type of a graduation with them after attending his workshop. So we're really hoping that, you know, this might turn the tide for a lot of our youth that are struggling with school or attending school or wanting to even continue on further. So we're really pleased with that. The other thing is we are holding another diaper and food drive here at our school, and it's going to be with the help of CCPA and Saddleback Church. So I will be happy to let you know when it'll be. Sometime next month, we'll be having it where they'll come and give out diapers and food to our core members or any of the families that are still need that kind of assistance. So we're continuing on with with the food pantry help and anything that our core members might need during this time. And we're also encouraging a lot of our core members to get vaccinated, since they are going to be opening it up, I guess, next week for anybody in that age range. And this will kind of help the tide as far as, being, them being around so many core members at a time. We've been very fortunate that we haven't had a big breakout, and we want to continue with that whole, staying safe and healthy so they can continue working.
And just about the vaccination.
Yeah.
What I noticed when we were, our participants were at Disneyland doing the crowd control, per se, many took advantage of it, and I guess the word ran out that, hey, I'm fine, it's just a little hiccup that you get, and we're okay. So spreading, the word is spreading. They're like, okay, we'll take it. In the beginning, they were just close to like, no, I'm not taking it. Now we have more than 60% that are willing to take it until when it opens, and they're willing to take it. So that's great news compared to when it just began, when it began at the beginning of the year, and they were just close to like, no. So
they didn't want to take their flu shot, which, I said, okay, fine. But now they're really on board with vaccines. So I'm really happy to hear that. I think it's gonna make it safe for all of us.
That's great.
Yeah, so we're pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Excellent.
any questions?
And that's it for us.
That's it. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Out of the 17 youth that participated in the workshop, do you know how many are from Santa Ana?
I believe 3 or
Three,
4.
three were.
3. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Actually, yeah, they work, I think they're in recycling.
okay, we'll go on to Project Kinship.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nadia Luis. I'm a case manager here at Project Kinship. I just wanted to highlight our current enrollments right now. We are at a total of 20 enrollments for the year, 2 rolled over from last year. Of those 20, we have 7 that are currently employed, which comes out to about 33%. We have 4 of our youth that are in post-secondary programs. We have 5 of our youth that have successfully completed our WEX here at Project Kinship, and 4 that are currently enrolled in our WEX program. And of those current enrolled, because we work with justice-involved youth, we only have 1 of them that has been reincarcerated, which is, a very small percentage. So we're very happy about that. We continue to provide support for our youth that is currently incarcerated. We have 1 of our enrollees that was enrolled while incarcerated. And is still currently incarcerated, but is a full-time student at Cypress right now. So he's doing he's interested in the automotive T10 program, which is a Toyota program at Cypress. And we are in the process. We were able to advocate on his behalf and continue to support him. So hopefully by end of May, he will be released from juvenile hall and able to fully be enrolled in the T10 program, so that he can attend in person for the summer portion of it, which we're very excited about. We have one of our youth that has successfully completed the CNA program at Santa Ana, and is just now in the process of finishing her state exam for the completion of the certification. But with COVID, it pushed it a little back. So now she's, restudying for it, and hopefully soon she'll have taken it, and fingers crossed that she passes. And we also have 2 current youth that are enrolled in the customer service program at Santa Ana College. So yeah, we've seen a lot of our youth, now that things are opening back up, we are still doing our Thursday youth program following, the COVID, safety guidelines. So for that, it's kind of just a Tay group where we learn life skills, job development skills, anything really that kind of helps them navigate the barriers that they face outside of, being here at Project Kinship. And yeah, we continue to support them in whatever that they need. And we are still currently we have one youth that we are pending enrollment. So yeah, I mean, it's looking good now that things are opening back up. I feel that within the youth that we work with, a lot of them are a little bit more encouraged and kind of you can see them more motivated than before. So we just kind of continue to nurture that, and we have about 2 or 3 that are interested in the process of enrolling in a community college. So we are being on one of our community partners that is kind of helping them navigate that education, that transition into post-secondary education. So yeah, that's how we're doing so far. Any questions?
Excellent. Thank you. Let's move on to staff comments.
If you guys have any of those reports that you want to share with the group, I know I'm going to share a couple of my reports to the youth council. Feel free to email them to me, and I'll send them all together so that we can give them the information. I know you guys work hard on getting those numbers and your stats and information together. So I'm more than happy to go ahead and forward that out to the group. It's always easier to kind of see it firsthand. Also, maybe for the next meeting, we can go ahead and share the screen, which we have the capabilities of, but we didn't mention at the beginning, which we will next time. Other than that, I think I also did forget to mention, I just finished doing monitoring of all the youth providers, overseeing their files, making sure they're EO in compliance, making sure that they're following their contract and so forth. And I'm happy to announce I didn't see anything that was scary. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. There were a couple of things here but that's always the case where we need to cross our T's and dot our I's, but nothing that I was scared that we might be out of compliance and we'll get in trouble with the state funding and so forth. So I'm excited to report, and I was really happy to be able to communicate and speak with a couple of the youth. One of the items that I do, one of the tasks that I do when I do audit and oversee monitor the program, is I asked to interview a couple of the kids from each agency and ask them some questions just to see how they're doing and so forth. So I was excited to hear a couple of them got accepted into college, that they've had a very positive experience at the work sites, and just to hear the excitement on how well they're doing and how proud they are to have found the agency or their case manager that they're working with. So that was kind of fun to see on the other side of all my fun paperwork that I have to get down and the boring stuff that I have to do. It was nice to be able to hear their voice and see how excited and thankful they were. And a couple of them even said how blessed they felt that of all the help that they had received from all of our 3 providers. So that's amazing. So I did want to give kudos to all our providers. I think during the pandemic, they were still able to outreach to the youth and really provide as best services they could, given that, you know, they were still closed, they were closed down, or they had to do everything virtually. So, yay.
Other staff comments? Okay.
No comment.
Okay. Youth council member comments. Council members.
I had a small announcement. From last meeting's announcement, we are now the Youth Employment Opportunity Program in Orange County is currently giving out workshops, virtual workshops through Zoom. And all you need to do is go on to get the Zoom link and then go in and get inside those weekly workshops. We're giving a bunch of soft skills workshops for anyone who's willing to listen in. And all you need to do is just post attendance, and that's pretty much it. So if anyone has any questions about it, please contact me. I will give Sandy our calendar so that you can all get to see what workshops we're gonna have for each month. And we're looking forward to having a lot more people, you know, see what our workshops are all about. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you.
Okay. Other youth council comments? Okay, I have just a quick quote I want to share that kind of personifies the work that everyone does here. Recently, Cesar Chavez's birthday, and Cesar Chavez once said, "Real education should consist of drawing the goodness and the best out of our own students. What better books can there be than the books of humanity?" And the work, of course, I come from labor, so Cesar Chavez. And no, thank you all for the great work that you do. You're making a difference, one heart, one mind at a time. And it's great work that you're doing. So all I can say is thank you. Other comments from council folk? Okay. Our next meeting will be June 10th at 4 p.m. And thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here. And again, thank you for the great work that you all do. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Bye.
Great.